You know where we're going.
Time for Living in the Winn-Dixie Kitchen, brought to you by ProCraft Cabinetry. And today we are joined by General Manager, Ember and Iron, Certified Sommelier, Brian Maston. Hello, good sir. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me. I'm
Thank you
excited
for
to be
being
here.
Listen,
yeah, thanks for bringing the goods.
Of course.
You guys offered up the exquisite hospitality when we were with you guys, and we really do appreciate it. So before we get into the wine and stuff like that, just tell us a little bit about Ember and Iron.
Sure. Ember and Iron, we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary, so it's an exciting time for the restaurant group. We're in the middle of expanding as a restaurant group, so I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
That's our pleasure.
We focus on live fire cooking. We have an 8-foot custom-built Grills by Demand grill, and I always tell guests we don't even cook with charcoal. Every week we receive an oak log delivery.
Whoa.
So it's great.
That's
Some cooks
cool.
even come to train how to cook on live fire grills just with us.
That's
great.
awesome.
And wine is really big. You brought some, and we're seeing videos here of you, doing wine tastings?
Yeah, wine tastings, wine service. I'm kind of like the head wine guy at the restaurant.
So you are a sommelier. So tell us what a certified sommelier is and what you do.
Yeah, a sommelier is basically just a wine professional who works at a restaurant, and our only job is to help you choose wine. And I can pair wine with the food. I can show you new things. Sommelier is also in charge of staff education. And I'll tell you, there's worse things to study. It's fun.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so why is it important to have a sommelier in a restaurant? And then while we're doing that, let's talk about some wine.
Sure. Well, in the glass, I have the Capo Zafferano Cabernet Sauvignon from the Veneto. I think it's important to have a sommelier at a restaurant, honestly, because of this wine in the glass, because I can help select things that guests are familiar with, high quality, but also great value. This is $10 a glass, and it's Cabernet Sauvignon in a way that maybe some people haven't experienced it before. Everyone knows California Cab and so on and so on. Here, our house cab, $10 a glass from Italy. It's great.
It smells delicious.
Italian wines. All right, let's try it. Let's try it.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
And it's important to have a sommelier at a restaurant because sometimes when you're selecting wine, it feels like a bet, right? I'm about to spend 40, 50 or more on a bottle of wine. Am I going to like it?
Right.
So my job is to really listen to you, guide you, and purchasing wine and choosing wine is about trust, right? So since I've been at Ember and Iron, I've been creating that relationship with our guests.
That is,
it's fun.
Yeah, this is nice.
That's ridiculous for $10.
Yep.
Right?
No, I'm serious. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that, really.
Yeah, I'm proud of it.
Yeah,
okay, so
really
what are some key things that people should know when we're selecting our wines at the restaurant as we move on?
I think one of the things you need to know about Ember and Iron is that we have an extremely educated staff. A wine program doesn't matter if you don't have an educated staff that stands behind it. I'm there to help as well, and I think one of the important things to know that wine is not pretentious. Wine is for everyone, so the only thing you need to know is select the wine that you like. That's the only rule.
It's a pretty easy rule. Okay, so can you teach us what to look for when we're tasting wine?
For sure. I think a lot of times when you pour that first taste, you're kind of inspecting it to, just for quality. And, like a lot of times that first smell is just like, wow, is this how you described it? And hopefully it is. But really, I think you can't select a wine without the help of the staff at the restaurant. Of course, you can stick to your favorite grapes or your favorite regions. But when it comes to pairing wine with food, it really is a dialogue. And that's important.
It seems like an art. There's an art to it.
Yeah,
in a way,
somewhere between an art and a craft.
There you
go. Absolutely.
And tell us about your wine program.
Our wine program is really unique because, of course, value is at the forefront of what we do. Quality is our greatest focus. But especially in St. Johns County, we want to be at the forefront of kind of the emerging wine market. And I see it every single night on the restaurant floor. Wine interest is growing. People come to the restaurant not just for our incredible cocktail program, not just for our bourbon selection. Of course, the food is world class, and at a restaurant, you need to have world class food. But the wine program is really, really great. It's extremely diverse. It's an international list, and you can kind of get into any bottle you are interested in without breaking the bank, and that's something that makes me very proud.
That is cool. All right, Brian, thank you so very much for being here today.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Really, really fun.
Cheers.
Yes.
Hope to see you at the restaurant soon.
All right, and so you're in our house, right? So why don't we go take a look at your house?
Let's do it.
Let's go to Ember and Iron, check it out.
Cheers.